When's the last time a lineman ever ran 200 yards without stopping in a football game? I'll wait. Hey coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. If you coach Sub-Varsity football, stop running sprints and do this instead. What we're going to go over in this video. If you know a Sub-Varsity football coach, 9th grade, junior high, middle school, youth league, 14 under, 12 under, 10 under, send them this video, share it with them. I call it practical conditioning. It will help you make better use of your practice time, which we all know is valuable, and your kids will love it. All right, before we get started, another opportunity to support Football Talk with Coach Chip. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip and just follow the directions. The podcast will be supported by it. The channel will be supported by it. Everything's free anyway, except for the 4 things right now that we sell. Resources are free, 90% of them. The videos are free. The podcast is free. So how about just like a gratuity even? So the channel and the podcast will remain free, but there's a chance right here to show support for all the videos and resources that Football Talk with Coach Chip provides you, the coaching community. Also, be sure to click on thumbs up right now. Just go over there to it, click on thumbs up, like the video, and share this with the coaches in your life. Don't forget our podcast. Find it on Spotify and Apple. Football Talk with Coach Chip, the podcast. By the way, if you have an idea for a video or a podcast guest, or you want to do it, I won't tell them you asked to be on it. I'll thank you for consenting to be on it and being gracious with your time. So contact me at seagle.chip@gmail.com with any of your podcast ideas. And of course, most of you know that a long time viewers of the channel, a good chunk of our videos are inspired by viewers with their questions or just flat out saying, hey, coach, can you do one on this? Summer freebie. It's always free, but I'm featuring it this summer as we get into August now. Football practice is starting all across the fruited plain of North America. Well, it already way started up in Canada back in the spring. Sample practice schedule. This includes different install plans, an in-season 3-day week. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon as I record this, and I've already had like 12 requests today for this. This will keep you on schedule and make you more organized. You get more out of your practice. It is a Microsoft Excel file, and it's just like what you see here in the screenshot, except you can go in and type in what you want to type in the cells, what you want to work on that day. Because listen, the most precious thing we have besides life itself is our time. You only have so much time to practice, especially if you're a sub-varsity coach. And you don't even practice till 5:36, 6:30 in the evening time. Kids got to get home, do homework, eat supper, take care of chores, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about an hour and a half, 3 days a week maybe. That's not much. So make the most of it. Don't waste any time. Get your sample practice schedule from Football Talk with Coach Chip. Also, the Jet Manual is here. It is out. It's selling very well. It still hasn't caught the offensive line manual for gap scheme blocking, but it's on its way. But these are perfect. And this video is really aimed at sub-varsity guys. So all you high school cats, don't be offended. But this manual is perfect. Both these manuals are perfect. The Jet can be as complicated or as easy as you want to make it. Sold 3 today to youth league guys. The OL manual, gap down backer guys, it is made for y'all. The kids will be more aggressive. They'll know what they're doing. They'll play faster. They'll be more assertive. Tentative people who don't know what they're doing, they're not going to go hard. They're not going to go fast. They're not going to be aggressive. Gap down backer allows them to know what they're doing on every play and give you a better chance to be successful on the field. Order yours today. All right, let's get started on the topic of the video. Stop running sprints. Stop running gassers. What do you got, 5-10 minutes at the end of practice to run them? Why? First off, let's talk about the goals of sub-varsity football. It's developmental to begin with. According to the NFL's website, the youth game should teach and inspire 4 traits: character, leadership, resilience, teamwork. Did not see conditioning in that list. That all the above, of course, are true, but what I've been saying for years, your goals for sub-varsity football coaches, you should aspire to achieve these things. Make it fun. After all, it is a game. You want those kids watching the clock at the end of school, waiting for whatever time the bell rings to tick on off so they can get to football practice. You don't want it to be a drudgery. It shouldn't be a slog. It shouldn't be like a Siberian work camp. It should be something that there should be joy associated with it. And you say, well, how are they going to get tough? They get tough by practicing. Plus, we're talking about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old boys and girls. Make it fun for them. They can get tough. It's a tough game. Only tough people are going to survive it and stick with it. Make sure you safely teach them how to play the game, how to keep their head out of it, how to keep their eyes up, how to hit, how to take a hit. Teach safety. That's number 2. And they're not in any order of importance. Teach them to love and respect the game. Teach them to love football. And even if they don't turn out to be a football player, they quit playing after the 8th grade because they're pretty good at the trumpet and they play in the band. That's fine. You got a football fan for life if you've taught them to love the game, and somebody that can watch the game with a modicum of intelligence and know what's going on because their youth league coach taught them the game and how to love it, how to respect it. Here's another one. And I've told this to middle school coaches and many of the programs that I've worked in over the 40 years I was coaching. Your goal should be coming to the varsity games on Friday night and seeing how many of your kids are playing varsity football. That's what I mean by retention. That's why I underlined retention. Maximize player retention from year to year as they move up, as they level up from like 8 and under to 10 and under to 12 and under to 14 and under. How many of them keep moving on? How many of them say, I ain't playing anymore, that's not fun? That could be an indictment on you, coach. It may not be. But if you're out there just trying to see if you can make them tough and doing crazy drills like that lay down head-to-head drill and get up and knock the dog crap out of each other, you want them to stay in the game as long as possible. That's how you judge. Because I'm going to tell you something now. I've been on a ton of websites. I've never seen a list of youth league champs. Now, your community may have one, but I guarantee if we do a Google history, there's not a lot of searches for it. So develop them. Teach them to love the game. Teach them to play safely. Teach them to respect the game, and get them to stay out for football until they can't play again, because there is a shelf life on a football career. Some people it stops when they're 12. Some people it stops when they're 142, like Tom Brady. But note on neither one of these lists did it mention winning. I believe like Bill Walsh believed, score takes care of itself. Do some of the things we're about to talk about. Do the things we're about to talk about. And do these other things on this list. Score is going to take care of itself. The better team, the better coach team, the team with some talent, some good coaching, they're going to win. All right, why do we feel the need to run our kids into the dirt? Is it because I had to do it when I was a kid? They got to pay their dues. Bull crap. Get the crap out of here. Go sell crazy somewhere else. Coach Chip's full up over here on his page. Let me tell you the lesson, and some of y'all may have heard me say this on a video a long time ago. The coaching lesson I learned from a basketball coach, Bob Knight. At the time, he still went by Bobby Knight. It was 1993. I went to a basketball clinic in November of 93, right after football season was over. And it was in Bloomington. We drove all night from North Alabama when I was coaching up there. A bunch of basketball coaches. And I was a junior high basketball. Matter of fact, I was a 7th grade coach. I was the bottom of developmental. I was a football coach, and that was my second sport. But I was excited to get to go to a Bobby Knight clinic. Went up there. He was mic'd up. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we only got there for Saturday, Sunday sessions. Well, at the end of the Sunday afternoon session, he opened the floor up to questions. Now remember, he's mic'd up, got one of them lavalier preacher mics, and he's out there on the court, just like he is here in this picture. And this one guy, and there's like 5,000 people there. I don't know how many people that arena holds up there, that assembly center, whatever they call it in Bloomington on the campus in Indiana. But half of it, one side of it was full from end to end. And this guy raised his hand and he asked a question. He said, Coach, we've been here since Friday. We haven't seen you do any conditioning. Don't you condition them? And he looked at him. He said, have you been here all week? And he goes, yes, sir, every session. He goes, did you see any stop in movement? Did you see like every kid is moving nonstop for 2 hours at a time? He said, yes, sir. He said, what do I look like? A bleeping track coach? And guys, that hit me hard. I went right back and we started basketball on Monday. And I did and I even told the 8th grade coach, I'll practice at 6 in the evening so you can have the court. But I want full court because I want to do full court drills, nonstop movement, all of our conditioning. Now, we would do some conditioning in the middle of practice to get them tired for free throw time so they get used to shooting, but not any killing them conditioning. But nonstop movement, full court drills, everything was full court. Everything was full movement. Never had a kid get too tired, and it worked. And I started doing it in football too. There's been times where we needed to condition, and I do believe in conditioning in June and July. But you're taken away from your practice time when you condition once August gets here. Make it all about football. Make it all about practical conditioning, as I call it. All right, tips for practical conditioning at football practice. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time. You can pause it and read these, but you got to be organized. Hit me up for that free sample practice schedule. That's one step toward it. Have your plays and calls scripted. And there's a place on there on the practice schedule where you can fill in some blanks, some of the cells with your script. That's what I did every day. I had my script on my practice schedule and it would say right here for team time, period 12, period whatever. And it was in order, and we go boom, boom, boom. And we went back later and watched practice video. By the way, I didn't put that on there, but you can do that even at your level. If you're 1400, 1000, whatever you are, with your phone. When we went back later and looked at it, I knew what play was coming because I had called them in order. It was scripted. Have your drills set up before practice. Don't come dragging out there. If practice is at 6 o'clock and you get there at 5:59, I know you've got a real job, but try to get there on time. Maybe you need to bump practice to 6:30 if you can't get there till 6, because your drills need to be set up before practice. Don't waste time. Don't have the kids standing around while you're putting cones down. If you have 10 kids in your group, set the drill up twice and have 2 groups and go boom, 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 and have them back to back. So, all right, this group go. Okay, good. You did it. This group go. That way you got 10, you got 2 groups of 5 instead of 1 group of 10, and you're maximizing reps. Kids getting more movement. Guys, this is the reason why soccer has grown so much in America, because everybody gets to touch the ball countless times. It's amazing. You know, I'm a big baseball guy and a big football guy, but soccer is kicking butt, has been for 20 years, because those kids are getting to touch the ball. Those kids are getting reps instead of standing over there while the better players are getting reps. The kids and coaches must run from station to station. This will maximize your reps, and it is conditioning. Coaches, you got to buy into this too. No walking in practice. Include as many kids as possible on every rep at practice. There's a way to get a kid involved, get him involved. You say, well, that's good for, involvement and retention and all that, the things we mentioned earlier, but it's good for conditioning. Try to include a ball in as many drills as possible. I know. Offensive line coach, I know. The only one's going to touch it is your center. But you other coaches, include a ball. Have a beginning and an ending of the drill that has something to do with the ball. Use circuit training with the kids running from station to station. Set it up. It's a great way to start practice. Good way to loosen them up. It's great for defense. And I got a sample one for you later on. Run to the ball on offense, run to the ball on defense. We always hear them say, run to the ball on defense. Run to the ball on offense too. What are the kid fumbles? Run to the ball. But what if you want to go hurry up on the next play because it's 3rd and short? You'll be there. Oh, and one thing I didn't put on there, scrap huddling in practice. Blow the whistle. That don't mean don't huddle in the game. He said, well, Coach, we got to practice. Since when do boys need practice standing around in a group? Have you been to a playground lately? Have you been anywhere where young kids hang out, where young boys hang out? They're pretty good at hanging out in groups. Do away with huddles and just line right back up, run the next play because you got it scripted. Everyone keeps moving until the echo of the whistle. That's on offense and defense. The offense keeps blocking and faking until the echo of the whistle. Make sure the backside of the play has a point downfield. You have to put a cone or a bag down there and say, hey, we're running. If we run it to the right, left side, you better finish past that point. Run it to the left, right side, you better finish past that point. Include running in your everyday practice. Do not stop practice to coach one player. God, drives me insane. And I did it when I was a young coach. And once I figured it out, it drives me insane. You're coaching up one kid and you got 21 others standing around twiddling their thumbs. No walking on the field. Even if you've got a water break, run to the water. Run back from the water. Run to the next drill. Run to the next play. And tell the kids, you do this, we won't run sprints. First off, think about it. If you're Sub-Varsity, some B teams or JV teams play 10-minute quarters. I know junior high, middle school play 8-minute, and I'm pretty sure that your 14 and under play 8-minute, and you're probably 8 and under play 6-minute quarters. Do you really got to be in that much shape to play 24 minutes of football, 32 minutes of football, 40 minutes of football? And you're actually only moving a few minutes of those minutes? If you're practicing hard and you're doing practical conditioning, you don't need it. Practice becomes your conditioning. It gives you more time to actually practice football. Because the 5 or 10 minutes that you've been using for sprints, because that's the way you always did it, it's kind of like side straddle hop, a.k.a. jumping jacks. Why do we do them? They're a great loosen up thing, but we do them at the end of stretching. I had an old coach years ago said, we're doing it because it's football, by God, and in football you do side straddle hop. I said, yes, sir. But that's 5 or 10 minutes that you once used for track practice that you're now using. And here's the other thing too. You're running 40s, you're running gassers over and back, which is over 200 yards. When's the last time a lineman ever ran 200 yards without stopping in a football game? I'll wait. Oh, you've never seen it? Then why do you practice it? You say, well, it gets them in shape. No, getting them in shape is mimicking the movements they're going to do during the game. Short, explosive with short rest in between. Short, explosive movements with short rest in between. That's a football game. There ain't no 200-yard sprints, even for running backs. Now, I understand it, but the colleges do it and high schools do it to test to see if the kids are in shape. Now, I don't understand why the high schools do it, because the kids are on campus and college are on campus all summer. You ain't got them in shape by August. You practice football. Don't practice track. That's a spring sport. All right, here's a great pursuit drill that we did for years. We started every defensive session with pursuit drill. During the season, it was 3 days a week. When it got time for the defensive part of practice, boom, they did this drill. Every kid did it. And if we had 42 kids, we'd go 3.5 groups. And that fourth group, they just fill in whatever position they played. Like if you didn't have enough linemen in the fourth group, you just went with the linebackers and DBs and the one lineman you had left over. And they run to their cones. What we would do now is put them on one side of the field, the cones, and they would run to their spot. Then they would jog back down the field and then do it again going the other way. So you're getting it to their left and you're getting it to their right. And this is a great drill. Do 5 minutes a day. Open up your defensive practice time with pursuit drill. It's conditioning. And even if you got a few kids like your quarterback or somebody on the line that's just too slow to play on defense, make them do the drill too, because it's their conditioning. Oh, another thing you can do on that, and we've done this before too, we take a kid and pitch it to him and tell him to run down the sideline and give him somebody to run to. We call him the rabbit, just like the rabbit in the jet drill that we do. And just tell them, don't hit him, try to get to him and touch him on the hip. But it teaches them to pursue the football. It's practical. It's good football. Circuit training is great. You don't have to get out there and scrimmage for 15 minutes on defense. As long as they know where to line up and they know where their fits are, teach them how to play football. Right here, you got a form tackling station, an angle tackling station, a block defeat station, where you can go multiples, like 8 guys going, 4 getting it right here, teach them how to do it. And then every day you go out there and do this circuit drill and teach them how to, defeat a block defeat, how to get off a block. Then come over here, you got scoop and score. I only drew up one right here, but you can, as many footballs as you got, or you can use something else like a rag or something and have them take off running for 10 yards, bend their knees, slow down, scoop it up, go to the end zone, score, then jog back. On the way back, drop the ball at the 10. Then next group goes. And you can do as many as footballs as you got. It ain't got to be a regulation football. It can be a cockeyed Nerf ball. It can be a flat ball. But teaching them how to bend those knees and scoop and score. You know, you get a fumble in a game, the kids never practiced it. You know, when y'all see it happening on TV, they've practiced scooping and scoring, y'all. All right, open field tackles. They coaching that angle tackle? No. Angle tackle, the kid's definitely running right here. He's teaching this kid the proper technique for angle tackling. Over here, he's running at that middle cone. He can cut here or he can cut here. This guy's got to keep his head behind the inside hip. If the kid cuts back, he cuts back into him. If the kid tries to go to the wide hole here, he explodes through right here and hits him and knocks him out of bounds. And then here's a punch and strip drill where you get, again, as many balls as you got. If you don't have balls, you can just have the kids do it and have the kid run behind trying to punch the ball out from behind or come over the top and try to strip it. Okay, this is all things you can do that are nonstop movement. And you do it for like a minute, minute and a half per station. Blow the whistle, and they run to the next station. Blow the whistle after a minute, minute and a half, run to the next station. You know, tell the coaches to keep up with it. Some kid didn't get many reps, and tomorrow, and when we do it again, that kid goes first. All right, some offensive stuff that's going to help you. The jet drill, I'm not going to go all into it because it's out there. It's all up in the jet sweep manual, which is available right now. There's videos on this channel that shows you how to run the jet drill. Great conditioning. Great. Have two groups going. One going jet left, one going jet right. Now, I got them side by side, but that's just to show you. I would flip it. You can flip it where they're facing each other and just go one right after another. That's in the videos that are all over this YouTube channel. Offensive tempo drill. Go to YouTube and search Auburn's offense runs no huddle drill. This is where we got it back in 9 or 10 because they were so close to us. We used to go watch them practice because they'd start a week before we did. It is great for practical conditioning. It's 11 guys. It's on air. You start them on the left hash is what we did. You run a play. They sprint. They go through their assignment and they sprint to this hash where you've got somebody setting it up for the next snap. They run and this is great if you're going to do that hurry up thing we've talked about before where it's 3rd and 2 and you're going to run your best short yardage play. Just run that play over and over again. Go hash to hash to hash to hash, 10 yards at a time. That's 5 reps of you and the quarterback calling out that one-word call. Now, we always joined up in the end zone at the end, circled up with one of the leaders in the middle saying hit it. And they'll do about 5 belly flops. I think Auburn's O-line guy did it, and I don't know if he did it for punishment over on the side or he did it for just to do it for toughness. But it teaches them to be accountable to each other because what you do, you tell them, say somebody messes up, somebody's too slow getting set, somebody's not set when the ball's snapped. Go back to the start and do it again. They'll get the message. And it's boom, 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 and get as many as you can in 5 minutes and have another group ready to roll. And again, if you don't have enough for a whole group, just go with what you got. If you don't have a backside tackle, so be it. You're on air. But everybody's getting reps going fast. So if you ever want to do that in a game, you know, I like to say, you know, go fast on 3rd and 2 and catch them off guard, even if you're a huddle team. Make that call and line right up and run that play. And because you do it all the time in practice as part of your conditioning, the kids just jump right to it. Everybody's going to be impressed. Hey, youth league coach, rec league coach, everybody's going to go, holy crap, those kids are well coached. And all it takes is you doing it every day. Don't do too much. Do a lot of a little. That's it. I can't believe I went 25 minutes already. But the jet manual is here. Of course, the offensive line manual is still available. They're great resources that are perfect for sub-varsity football, ninth grade ball, junior high ball, middle school ball, and all your youth leagues 1400 on down. It's great stuff. Hit me up at seagle.chip@gmail.com. If you want to dive deeper into any of the concepts that's on this channel or in the resources, hit me up at seagle.chip@gmail.com for more info. I'm now doing in-person Zoom clinics, consultations, installs. I'll come to you if you're not too far away, talk to you on the phone. Been doing that all summer. Got several guys from all over the United States. I'm doing one with a guy from Europe coming up this week that coaches American football, kind of reverse Ted Lasso. Don't forget, buymeacoffee.com/CoachChip. Buy me a coffee, y'all. I'm thirsty. I don't drink coffee. Here is the freebie list. It's updated. I update it every few months or so because I add stuff to it and take some stuff out because some of it was duplicated. There's still some duplicates on here. Some are in Microsoft Word, and it's the same thing in a PowerPoint, or it's the same thing in a PDF, and I clean some of them out. If you see anything on here, pause it right now, look at it, hit me up with that email address, and I'll get it to you. Well, I was talking fast because I had a lot to say. You got any questions about this stuff, hit me up at seagle.chip@gmail.com. seagle.chip@gmail.com. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel right now. Share this video with the coach in your life, with the Sub-Varsity football coach in your life. As y'all are starting practice, this is going to help make your season that much better. If you need me, holler. Like the video as well. Until next time, be elite.